Welcome back to the laboratory. It's Chef Mark, and I've got 5 quick holiday gift ideas and some gift giving advice that might help you out. Idea number 1, a pizza kit. Here I have a docker. A docker is something that you use to roll the dough, fresh dough, to keep it from bubbling up too much, helping the pizza maintain shape, and it's a lot of fun to use. A lot of people haven't seen a docker. You can find these on Amazon or at your local restaurant supply store. They're just a few dollars. This one was $7. Doesn't take up much space, and it actually makes a great conversation piece. I leave it in my crock utensils when I'm making pizza. And then how about some yeast? When it comes to yeast, I like instant yeast, also sometimes known as bread machine yeast. This does not need to be bloomed. It can be added directly to flour when you're making pizza. I have a pizza recipe that I'll throw in the description. And then if you want to bulk up this gift idea, maybe a rolling pin and a pizza pan is not a bad idea either. So I think if you're shopping for someone who you don't know that well, you haven't seen their kitchen, here's a piece of advice: keep the gift small and consumable when possible. So I don't know maybe how much room my Secret Santa has in their kitchen. So this is small enough that it's inconsequential to put in a drawer, and this is a consumable, something that they can use up. How about a sous vide machine? I love working with sous vide. I use sous vide all the time, not only for smaller dinners, maybe 1 or 2 steaks, but also I'll sous vide an entire prime rib if I'm feeding 20 people. They're relatively small these days. This one I found on Amazon. I think it was $60 or $80. But the nice thing about a sous vide pump is, it's cylindrical, that's a word, and it fits in most people's cabinets. You don't even need a vacuum packer. Keep that in mind. You can let people know if you're getting them a sous vide pump. You don't need a vacuum packer. You can use a freezer safe bag, and you can use the water dunk method. You put your, let's say, steak in a pot of water, and as you're dipping the Ziploc bag down, it forces the air out and you zip, and that's a good enough seal for a 2 to 3 hour soak in the sous vide bag. Sticking with electronics, I do love my immersion blender. I use this all the time. This particular Breville model has got a interchangeable, like a little chopper that I use a lot. It kind of sits on top, and then also a whisk attachment. What I like about this is that it can do 90% of what a blender can do, using far less space, and I recommend don't cheap out on this. If you're thinking about getting somebody an immersion blender, there are plenty of $20 models out there that just don't hold up. They don't have the power. So I recommend brand names, Breville probably being one of the higher quality brands out there. So if you're thinking $100 gift, $150 gift, this would be a nice choice for somebody that you care about. Move the camera back for this one. A nice big cutting board. I recommend wood for cutting boards. Never glass. Plastic is okay. But what I like about a large cutting board, this one is 24 by 18, is that it's large enough that you can set mise en place as you're cooking on the board. It gives you plenty of room for zoning. And of course, a large cutting board looks great. So I always recommend that you get a big, bold cutting board and you make it part of the decor. Just leave it out on the counter, wherever your normal prep area is, whether it's next to your sink. I use a knife cart in my own home. Kinds of things. It makes cooking so much easier when you don't have to pull out a cutting board just to start the cooking process. It's there, it's clean, it's dry, it's ready. Keep it maintained. I wash this with hot soapy water when it needs it, and it works great. So a large cutting board, and don't spend too much. There are some name brands out there that cost hundreds of dollars. I'll link this below in my Amazon gift guide. And I think this one was $60, so pretty affordable. But again, that piece of advice, make sure if you're committing to a gift like this, that it fits into the lifestyle inside of the kitchen for somebody that you're buying a cutting board for. And a great gift is something that doesn't take up any space that I think people really enjoy, is a gift of a cooking class. Now, how do you do that? Well, simple. Go to Uncommon Goods website. They're a gift-giving website, and they have a relatively new feature called Uncommon Experiences. where you can find all kinds of fun, interactive, and live classes. Yours truly is featured there. I have a couple of classes. I have a knife skills class. I have a date night. You can just click and send. The person that you're buying this class for will get to enjoy a live and interactive cooking class via Zoom. Whether it's a class that I offer or any of the other classes, they're all great. The folks at Uncommon Goods do a great job, and I'll put a link in the description. And before I go on to my bonus gift, make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Thanks for coming back and visiting the channel. And finally, and it's so obvious, how about a nice knife? I recommend a large 10 or 12 inch chef's knife, and don't spend too much. And this was $4. It's been a while, but I gotta tell you, that was a great buy. I've got this one here. It's a Dexter. It's more of a commercial style knife, and this one was $30. But you can get some great knives, including a brand Acero, which I really like. Their 10 and 12 inch chef knives start under $30. High quality, and they look great. Why do you want to get a nice big knife? Well, it really makes a statement in the kitchen, and I've always maintained that a larger knife is a safe knife because it gives you more surface area to work with. Your fingers are actually farther away from the business end, and they're easier to maintain, particularly for those last minute shoppers. Let me know in the comments if there's an obvious gift that I missed. I think that when it comes to giving a great gift, it's got to match the person's kitchen and cooking habits, because as we all know, cooking and food in general is a very emotional thing. As I'm waving my knives at you, it's a very emotional experience. So I think that the gift has got to match the emotion and the style of cooking for the person that you're thinking about these holidays. Happy holidays, everyone. This is Chef Mark. As always, thanks for tuning in.